Mad Max review. Wow, man. Wow. I don't think I've seen anything as optically beautiful as this in a long time. I think the last time that I felt this good optically, was, I think, Inception. Maybe even the first time I saw The Matrix. This is the perfect action movie. Completely. There is nothing wrong with this film. This is Gregory Milken stuff. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this film. With the slow parts that are in the film, they're not even slow in the sense that they ran out of stuff to do and the movie slowed down. They need to give you a break. You need slow the couple of times that they have it because they are throwing you all over your life in this film. I looked at my clock. I looked at my phone. The first break you get is 45 minutes into the film. I felt myself taking a breath. And looked down at my clock. I'm like, man, I've been going for a while. And looked at my clock and it was like 12:48 or something. This film started at 12 o'clock. There's a lot of weird things, and it's not that kind of, sometimes you see films and they do like maybe like grudge type movies or scary films and stuff, and you got, old people scurrying across the top of over top of like ceilings. Not that stuff is like awkward and like you're looking at it and it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You see stuff in some films, like I said, scurrying old people across the ceiling. That stuff is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or, children and their mouths are really long. See, I had to get my son. I had to get Caleb. See, George Miller, let me just as a side note say, George Miller is the director of this film. He did Happy Feet. The other thing that I can think of that he did that was from back in the day was Lorenzo's Oil with Nick Nolte. Compelling Myelin Sheath movie, about medicine in a child. Very, very dramatic, heartfelt film. It is a miracle to me that George Miller made this Mad Max film, because it's so action-packed. It's so out of character. It's a home run. And the thing is sometimes people make things optically beautiful, quote unquote, pleasing to the eye, a lot of explosions, but it feels forced sometimes. Sometimes when they let's see how big we can blow things up. This is so perfect all the way across the board. Even the weird things, like I was talking about the weird stuff that is wrong looking, even the things that are, I don't want to use the word weird, but things that are just other than. There's some people that are walking on stilts across like a swamp, marsh. Doesn't look like you're trying to focus too much on it, but you see things like that. The attention to detail in this film, the motorcycle guys, the scavengers, the cinematography. This movie was so good. It was so really good, and I don't really know what to do about it. It's one of the best films I've seen in a really, really long time. Like I told you a little earlier, the only two closest things I can think of is the way that I felt as a person leaving Inception or leaving The Matrix for the first one. And even with the infusion of the women, they weren't doing the whole kind of on-purpose sex stuff where it's like, it feels cheap. It just was an added beauty to something desolate, like a flower in the desert. But, that wasn't the point. That's the thing. The movie's moving and you see things off to the side. It worked, man. And it was perfect. That is what if anyone asks me about this film, that's all I can say is it was perfect. I can't find anything wrong with this movie at all. Nothing. Not even the time, the fact that it was 2 hours and 1 minute. Like, I can't find anything wrong with this movie. There's nothing wrong with this film. Charlize Theron brought the A game. I think she was more of the star of the film, as opposed to Tom Hardy, which he was incredible too. It seemed almost like he was like the backup. You know what I'm saying? But because we have the concept of Mel Gibson as being the main character, and so Tom Hardy's supposed to be that. But Charlize Theron to me was the lead actor in this film. Perfect. Go see it. I'm gonna hang out with my son and just be messed up continually. I'm just gonna be messed up. I was telling somebody it's like going on a blind date and you actually find someone that you think, oh my God, that you're gonna marry him, or you know what I'm saying? You're just that surprised and that shocked that a blind date could be like. That's what this movie felt like, a blind date. Like, oh, let me see what this is. And it's like actually like, oh my God, like I've not seen anything better than this. That's it. Mad Max.